What's up, everybody? Again, long time no see. Same story as last time. I've been busy with work. 4th of July holiday, we've had a rain out or two. It's been a hectic summer, it seems like. We're back at Lucas Oil. Just another regular night. Wheels out, spinning walls out, Johnson and Johnny. Last week was a rain out. Week before, I think it might have been, man, I think that was 4th of July week race. Thursday night, maybe? Yeah, because it rained. They got the whole show in except for the stock car feature. Stock cars were last out. They got 2 laps in, I think. So they're finishing that feature, kind of a makeup feature. 18 laps, I'm assuming the way they've got it set up, what it's looking like is they're just starting off whatever the caution flag came out. 18 laps, same lineup as whenever they finished. Although I think Bryan said I-35 didn't race that night, so there was quite a few cars here, and I-35 is racing tonight. So there's a bunch of like 20-some stock cars that are checked in, just because of the stock cars that were here the last time they raced. There's not going to be near that many. I think there's probably only maybe like a dozen that have actually drawed already that are actually here. So I don't really know how the lineup's going to shape out with those guys not being here. But we're going to run hot laps first, then stock car feature, and then right into heats. Regular rest of the night. They're third class out for the rest of the night. But it's a beautiful night tonight. It's in like mid 70s. A little overcast. Kind of looks like it's going to rain. I don't think it's supposed to. Hopefully it doesn't. I'll do the nice cool weather any day of the week. That's not a problem at all. Rob is not out with us tonight. He is actually going to trade his stock car for a B-mod tomorrow. It's not, he's ran it a couple times with the crate. Crate wasn't real fast. I don't think Rob really knows what he wants, but he's gonna try B-mod racing. He's raced modifieds before, I think. I'm not 100% sure if he's ran one like full season length or not. I think the one he's trading for is race ready. Not 100% sure. He did say he planned on racing some this year, probably up here, since Bryan will be racing up here. He'll probably bring it up once he gets everything dialed in and bring it up and race it. It's a beautiful night tonight, like I said, real cool. I haven't been up to look at the track. Bryan went up there, said it looked pretty good. He's afraid he put way too much water on it, and as cool as it was, it's gonna be wet all night. But he said it didn't look too bad. I figured it'd probably be pretty wet for their first feature, just because there won't be a whole lot of cars. There's not a whole lot of cars here. I haven't looked on my race pass, but just in general, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot. You can see that big, there's only 5 cars right there, and then there's nothing on past it. One way down, one late model way down there at the end. It's I don't know, it almost seems like it's trending down. Midway last night only had like 30-some cars. It's pretty sad to see. I don't know how long they're gonna stay open. There's so many racetracks around that you can go to. Like on Saturdays just around here. Springfield races, they race here, lake races. The guys a little farther north, I think Central Missouri races on Saturday nights. I-35, there's a couple around Kansas City. I think there's like 2 or 3. Lakeside might be, Humboldt might be on Saturday. There's a lot of racetracks around. It seems like there's not a whole lot of racers anymore. Wish that wasn't the case, but we'll see. Hopefully in the next couple of years it'll come back up. But everything's so expensive right now for the lone race cars, so hopefully that'll change in the next couple of years and the car kind of get back up and racing will start trending up. But the guys, I'm not sure. I don't think driver's meeting yet. It's still not even quite 6 o'clock yet, I don't think. So I guess there's still a lot of time for some guys to show up if there's anybody else coming. But Bryan, during that race that rained out, during the heat, he was leading for quite a while. And it was just a couple laps to go. Some guy kind of got underneath him and hit him, kind of doored him pretty good up out of the way. Bryan ended up second in his heat that night, but it tore up some stuff. Body panel's pretty roughed up, but it messed up the upper upper trailing arm mount or something. I can't remember. Busted a weld, I think he said. He had to re-weld that. And he got some new lower trailing arm mounts. And prior, like that night here several weeks ago when Johnny, we changed a bunch of stuff and he came up through the field that night, they changed the trailing arm position. Well, the trailing arms were super tight. Could not hardly move them up and down. Had to get a jack in there to get it put back in place when they adjusted it. So he did some work. I think he got new mounts. I'm sure he probably got new bushings too, but they're free now. They'll just move up and down. If you unbolt one side, they'll just kind of go up and down real easy. So hopefully that'll, be less friction on the drivetrain and get a little more grip. Do pretty good tonight, hopefully. He drew an 18, I think, something like that. 16, 18, I can't remember. But unfortunately, I looked, that's probably been 30 minutes ago, and there's a bunch of guys that drew lower than him. So even though he drew an 18, there's probably only like 15 cars here. He's probably going to still start second row, maybe third row. But, hey, pass the points. But, I don't know. I guess it's kind of a good thing to have the feature first, almost, because it's even more practice before the heat, especially if he's starting a little farther back, and get a little more practice in to see if we need to adjust it for the rest of the night, so we can make some passive points and start better in the feature. We're just hanging out. Like I said, it's only like not even quite 6 o'clock yet, so I don't think racing starts at 7. But it's not sunny and it's not hot, so we're just gonna hang out. We'll talk to you guys right before hot laps. Bryan was the very first group out. It was still pretty wet. The second group that went out, their lap time is a little better than the first group's. Will actually, I think, got second fastest lap time. Bryan was 5th or 6th or something. It actually, Will was in the second group out, and when they come around turn 2, there were some spots that was already getting kind of patchy dry. So I think I mean, even just right after all these hot laps, it'll be borderline dry slick, I think. The racing group's still going to be pretty narrow, I believe. I don't think the cushion's going to be pushed all the way up to the top of the track. They probably will after heats. I'm sure they'll probably, after this feature, they'll go out and water it again. I'm sure they probably just didn't put much water on it because they didn't want it to be real soupy. But the whole thing he did, he put a spacer on before we went out, and he took it out and put a thinner one on. Those are the only adjustments he's made. I think Will swapped over some tires, but Johnny's doing a bunch of work. I don't know what all. Didn't look too bad. Looked real smooth. Everybody looked pretty good. There wasn't anybody that looked really slow. That's what we were talking about when we showed up with Rob getting a B mod, saying something about competition or something, and he said, well, stock cars seems like just as big a competition as a B mod. It's just hard to win a race. You know what I mean? Just about anywhere you go. He said there might be 15 cars come and 10 of them can win. You know what I mean? So everybody looks fast, faster than normal in hot laps. Like I said, the track wasn't quite as wet as it normally is. So I think lap times are a little better than normal hot laps anyway. But I think they're on the last, I think B mods are the last class up for hot laps. So we'll be up our line up for staging in just a minute. Bryan's getting strapped in. I think he starts fourth. There's a guy in front of him that's not here, which will be inside second row. Well, third, I guess, technically, because I think they're doing Delaware double file. I'm pretty sure Waylon's on the pole. He'll be out front. Trying out a new camera angle this week. Got one back here behind. Bryan kind of facing him out the front. I don't know how well you'll be able to see out here out front of the car, but he wanted one where you kind of see him driving. So that'll be good. We're headed to staging. I think Will's second, depending on what he wants to choose, inside or outside, on the Delaware double file. But Waylon will be on the pole. But hopefully everything will go good. We can have a good finish here. Heck, maybe we win sweep tonight. racing right there at the end. I think he's all right. They left him in the car, flip him over. So I'm assuming he's all right. All right. He just rented the bits and rolled the car. It's gonna be rough. It's pretty tore up. Here it comes. I don't think it's a brand new race car, but I think it's a pretty new wrap. I don't know if it's brand new, but I haven't seen it before. Of course, I haven't been to racetrack. Regardless, I don't know if he just drove in over his head or throttle stuck, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully, but it's that's probably total. Congrats to Will winning there. Bryan ran almost the entire race without power steering. He probably would have done a lot better had he had power steering. He said 2 laps before Will passed him, he lost power steering, so it's 3/4 of the race, if not more. We've had this problem before. Nationals, it came off once, I think, last year. It's come off a couple times this year. The pulleys are straight and in line. The belt is tight. I don't know. If anybody out there has any ideas, let us know. It just goes over the fan and then the crank and then around the power steering pulley. I don't know. Given, he ran fourth with no power steering. He was really good there while he had power steering. Definitely think he was definitely faster than the purple 91 car prior to this. After they was all, that's just it. Like I said, Rob was talking about the competition. All 4 of those cars could have easily won. Even Waylon was fast too. It's a really good competition. It's not necessarily who can get out front and just, whoever's first is going to win. You got to be very solid, consistent every lap, or somebody's right there to get around you. I don't know how much will change. The track's in pretty good shape right now. It's getting black. I'm sure they're probably going to put water on it, but I feel like it's got enough of a cap on it that water's not going to take very much. It'll just run off or set on top. I think it's sealed up enough with rubber that it won't take very much. The bottom is still really wet, so I think, especially for these guys, the inside's going to be the dominant lane, unless you got a lot of gear and you're set up to run the top like Waylon is. It's probably going to be a bottom fest. Unless they tear it up, I hope they don't. I haven't been much around late model or A-mod guys, B-mod guys, but the stock cars and pure stocks, everything like that I've been around, everybody likes dry slick, it seems like. They don't like reworking the track at all. They just soon leave it the way it is. But congrats to Will. Got a chance to sleep tonight, double up. That'll be pretty cool. With that, I think he's second in points. So Bryan says the purple 91 wet and go was in first, but Will probably be in first now after that win. So and season points championship anyway. We're getting, I think that ends next month, sometime next month. I don't think they race in September. Sometime middle of next month, I think. There's probably just 3 or 4 or 5 races left. So it's good for him. I don't know that we're going to change. Like I said, I don't think we probably won't change much. The car's good. I doubt we'll change anything either. But they did say, Rob said the right rear on Bryan's was trash. It's peeled up bad. Yeah, it's smoked. He's having to overdrive the car real bad with it not having power steering. I think they already got no, they're just working on getting the belt on. Found an air cleaner there, but I think they got we're third out in the heats. They got the first heats out there right now. I think it's A-mods are first up, or no, late models. I think late models are first up. Then A-mods, then us, then B-mods at the end. So we're gonna hustle around here and get everything ready to go for the heat. Well, the guys getting ready to hop in for their heat. Bryan starts outside pole and Will's right behind him. I don't know. They haven't took any breaks. So I'm assuming they haven't did anything to the track. So it's probably getting pretty black slick. We haven't been up there. Changed the power steering belt, right rear, right rear. Will changed the right rear, and Waylon come over, pulled up, and the first thing he said was, "You guys junked the right rear?" Yeah. So I think everybody did. Just driving it real hard, I guess. But hopefully we do good. Starting up front, don't get much past the points if he does win second to first. Will can stand to get quite a few if he can win the heat. A good deal for him to double down, win both features. They're up there trying to get Mason's car fixed. He come down and borrowed a lower control arm, and Rob went up there and looked at it, and Rob didn't think there's any way they were going to get it going. It's rear ends. I think he hit hard. I'm sure the rear ends knocked all out of it and all kinds of stuff. I don't never know. He won't make it the heat, obviously, but he might make it up for the feature. I think he's probably just trying to salvage some points, as much as you can. They got the last Group A mods out there, then there's only two heats of stock cars tonight. So Grayson, I'm not really sure Grayson pulled off. Didn't really see what happened. They've been working on his left front the whole time. I don't know if something's bent or what they got going on. Brian's been over there a couple times trying to help him. But it does look like it's gonna rain almost. It has the whole time we've been here. It hasn't yet. Thankfully, like I said, it's really cool. I think the cars run a little better when it's cool, and the track doesn't dry out near as fast. So I don't think it didn't, when we was out there, it doesn't look dry, but I think it's getting black from top to bottom. There's still probably a bit of moisture on the tractor tires. There was anyway. I'm sure that's where most of these guys will be running, except for Waylon. Waylon always runs the top, but I don't know if Waylon. I think Waylon's in their heat too, but we'll get the guys in the cars here in a minute and we'll head up the staging. Well, it looked pretty good. Got out front, stayed out front, so we'd like to see. But after the checkered going in one, lost the belt again. I don't know. They're going. Johnny, I don't think had one. Will didn't have one. They're going off. I don't know. Maybe ask Mason Vex and see if I'm out racing the rest of the night. Maybe here's Barrios. Well, have it, I guess. Pretty good chance they're not going to go home with it. I don't know. The pulleys are straight. Nothing seems to be flopping. It's like nothing's loose. None of the pulleys are nothing. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely sucks. It's pointless just keep putting them on just to lose them. But I don't know what to do. Especially here at the racetrack. Take everything apart at home and make sure everything's straight or not warped. Jeremy, Will's dad, said something about it. If one of them's pulleys might be warped a little bit, that'll throw it. I don't know. I don't know that it'll change anything. Well, it'll change the right rear, and it's probably a good thing. I think that 91, he seemed like, I don't know, 4 or 5 laps to go, he started losing ground the wheel and the Bryan, so I don't know, maybe he didn't change his rear tires and finally just burned off or what. Pretty good. Be a pretty good deal if we get Will wins the first feature and Bryan wins second. Pretty cool. But it's like you can tell, it's not even dark yet, and they're on to the second or third to last heat race already. So things are moving right along, even with Mason's flip, that little hiccup. Might be like last night at Midway, there was only like 30 some cars. It was over before 10 o'clock. So might have an early night tonight, hopefully. That'd be pretty cool. They're still working on Grayson's. I don't think he didn't make it out for his heat. That's tore up something pretty bad. Rolling B mods right now. There is enough for a B main, so it'll be a while before we go out. We're third class out, so we got plenty of time here to find a belt if we can, and change up anything if we want to. Well, we got a new power steering belt on it. I think got a fan shroud on, and whenever the car's running, it's pulling air. You can hear it just hit the shroud just a little bit, the fan. So he's thinking maybe when he's under throttle, it's hitting it enough that it like, you know, jars the fan or spits it off or something. So we kind of bent it back a bit. And of course, it's always different when you're out on the track, but sitting here running, rev it up, it doesn't sound like it's hitting anymore. So hopefully that's it. He does start outside pole. Derek Brown's starts pole. Johnny starts inside second row, and I think the purple 91 starts on the outside second row. I'm not sure, Will's either third or fourth row, I can't remember. But Grayson finally got his car all beat back together. I think it might have bent the spindle or something, I'm not exactly sure. They got it all put back together. They're trying to get their tire machine to work right now. It's brand new. Hey! He kept throwing the breaker on our generator, so he plugged it into Will's and it threw the breaker on Will's. So they had to take it apart. Looks like they figured they got some wires crossed up, and it looks like it was working now. So it said it's brand new. I don't know why the guy that built it didn't check that, but whatever. AIM mods are on the station, and we're up. The track looks pretty good. They did rework. They had a B mod B main. They reworked the track right before that B main. Just the very top and very bottom lanes. And it looks good. I think it's gonna be good. It's not really dry slick. It's pretty black from top to bottom, but there's still some moisture in there. It's not dusty really or nothing. We watched the B main, and it's still real racy, top and bottom. Guys running both, so hopefully we can get a good start here. Being on the front row with Derek is gonna be tough, especially on the outside. But got a lot of race. It'd be nice for Will to win the first one, and then Bryan to win the second one. That'd be pretty cool. Hopefully this power steering belt will stay on. I think I mean, obviously he's pretty good. pretty good without it, so it's easier to drive the car with it. So hopefully that little fan shroud fix the problem and they can have a good strong run here. Double check tire pressures before we head up to staging. I'm pretty sure Mason is going to race the feature. He drove by, it ain't got no left side or right side on it. I don't think. It didn't a second ago anyway. I don't know if they put it on. Bryan and Willis went up there and they're acting like they're going to run. So good luck to him, I guess. A-mods are out there right now, their feature. We headed up the stage here in a minute. Like I said, Bryan starts outside pole. It's going to be tough to get around Derek. Have a good start. And then, I don't know. It's kind of heads up if you want to try to jump the start and try to race him going into one, or take it easy and just try to fall in line on the inside as quick as you can, so you're not hung out on the outside to dry getting past. Kind of all depends on how your restart goes, how your jump goes. Hopefully everything goes good tonight. We haven't had a win here. I don't think we've had a win here this year. Seems like he's won somewhere. I can't remember. He might have won here. I don't know. This year's been so hectic. But hopefully we can get one tonight. Will's already got one tonight. Yeah, maybe he can double down, or hopefully we can go 1-2. out to Will, doubling down. They're still up in tech. It's a great night for him. His car's on a rail. Hopefully we can keep that momentum rolling all the way until the USRA Nationals. Have a real good Nationals. Bryan, probably the right rear that we put on probably didn't help. That's all he's got, and it's pretty used. It wasn't near as bad as when we took off. Probably needs to buy a set of rear tires before we come out next, but it's not too bad. The car, I thought him in that 91 was about to get into it a little bit, but it cleaned up. I believe that's Will's third win this year, and the first win tonight surpassed the guy in championship points. That put him out leaving a little farther, so as long as he does pretty decent the rest of the year, he'll probably have the points championship, which I don't know that I don't think Will's won it here. I know he's won it at Urbana a couple years ago, but I don't think he's ever won it here. Bryan did 2 or 3 years ago. Well, I think it's the same year. Pretty sure it's the same year that Will won it at Urbana. Bryan won it here, if I remember right. That'd be pretty cool. But car's not tore up. Shout out to Mason. He got up to like 6th, 7th, 8th, something like that, with 3/4 of race car. It looks like has no roof on. I don't think it had a hood or a fender. I think it had the right side on. Pretty sure it had the right side on. They whipped it together. I don't really know how. I figured it'd been totaled. We're gonna load the car up. I don't think. I know I'm busy the next 2 weekends. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm busy the next 2 Saturdays. They are the first weekend in August. They're having a big USMTS event here, and USRA stock cars are on the docket. If I can, I'll probably be here that Friday. I won't be able to be here that Saturday night, but I'll be here that Friday. That'll probably be the next time I have a chance to put out a video. Same story as always. I'm not real sure when this video will be put out. My work schedule is crazy. Sometimes I work late, sometimes I don't. I'll get it as quick as I can. And with that, I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to come that Friday either way. That'd be pretty cool. To the USMTS guys, I don't know that I've seen them. I think I've seen them once last year. I don't think I've seen them this year. We're gonna load the car up, head back to Lebanon. It's never too bad of a night when stuff's not tore up. I mean, I'd dog him, but we could be like Mason, have a tore up race car. Even though they got to put it back together, there's still a lot. That sucks for him because that was a new body, new wrap, everything. That's not trashed, I guess. It's beat up, but we're gonna load up, head back to Lebanon. We'll see you guys at the track.